Stock Portfolio Manager. Good morning, everyone. We are a team of 4, Rishabh Malviya, Shanmukha Kakani, Vanila Mukkamala, and Aditya Raj Kaushik. And today, we're excited to present our project, Stock Portfolio Manager. This is a Python-based desktop application designed to help users allocate their investment funds intelligently across different stocks based on selected financial strategies. Next is system architecture. Let's start with a high-level overview of the system. The user begins by entering investment data into a PyQt5-based GUI, where they can also choose one or more investment strategies, such as ethical, growth, or value investing. This information is sent to our core logic engine, developed in Python. The logic module fetches real-time stock data via the Y-Finance API, then uses smart allocation algorithms to distribute funds across the selected stocks based on risk-adjusted metrics. The results, including charts and summaries, are then returned to the user through the same interface in a clean and visually engaging format. Next is detailed system flow. This diagram gives a closer look at how the system is structured. On the left, the data layer is managed by the data manager, which interacts with the Y-Finance API and optionally caches results for performance. The core logic in the center handles the main calculations. It includes the portfolio manager, a strategy handler, a portfolio calculator, and a portfolio tracker. It supports 5 investment types: ethical, growth, index, quality, and value, giving users flexibility. On the right, the front end receives user input and displays results using 3 tabs: investment input, portfolio display, and charts and graphs. This modular architecture promotes maintainability and enables potential future features like predictive modeling or multi-user accounts. Next is core features. Let's move on to the key features. Smart investment allocation. Funds are distributed based on selected strategies and risk-adjusted returns. Real-time stock analytics. Users can view live prices, volume, and 5-day stock history. Multi-strategy support. You can mix and match strategies like ethical plus growth or index plus value. Interactive visualizations. Users see pie charts for allocation and line graphs for historical value performance. Detailed stock breakdown. We include fundamentals such as market cap, PE ratio, dividend yield, and 52-week range. Here are the extra features. Some additional enhancements include risk-adjusted allocation logic for smarter decisions, a clean tabbed user interface, fully local GUI app, no need for a server or internet after initial data load, dynamic historical graphing using matplotlib, a detailed fundamentals table for deep stock analysis. These make the tool practical, reliable, and insightful for everyday investors. These are the challenges faced. And finally, like any meaningful project, we ran into a few challenges. Ensuring accurate data retrieval from the Y-Finance API, especially handling missing or outdated entries. Making the UI cross-platform compatible, especially across macOS and Windows. Handling float rounding issues during share calculation to ensure budget precision. Dealing with matplotlib rendering delays, especially when graphs had to update dynamically. Implementing efficient threading to fetch data without freezing the GUI, ensuring a smooth user experience. Overcoming these gave us real-world experience in debugging, optimization, and clean software architecture.
This application uses real-time stock data and smart logic to allocate investments across various strategies. Today, I'll walk you through 11 test cases that validate the app's correctness, performance, and robustness across multiple scenarios. Test Case 1, Ethical Plus Growth Investing, $10,000. In this test case, we invested $10,000 using a blended strategy of ethical and growth investing. White heavy checkmark. The app correctly allocated funds across 6 stocks, AAPL, ADBE, NSRGY, TSLA, NDDA, and Amazon, based on risk-adjusted metrics. White heavy checkmark. Share calculations were accurate, and value totals matched. Chart increasing. The portfolio value peaked on May 2 at $10,175.31, with fluctuations realistically tracked via line graphs. Bar chart trading data for each stock over 5 days matched live market values, confirming API accuracy. Test Case 2, Index Plus Value Investing, $5,500. This smaller portfolio applied Index Plus Value strategies. White heavy checkmark allocations were proportional across VTI, IXUS, ILTB, BRKB, JP Morgan, and PG. Bar chart pie charts reflected allocation correctly, and the historical value peaked on May 2 at $5,588.27. Abacus. The app correctly tracked stock fundamentals like dividend yield, e.g., JP Morgan at 222%, and produced a very realistic market behavior trend. Test Case 3, Ethical Plus Growth Investing, $7,000. A mid-sized investment using the same strategies as Case 1. White heavy checkmark allocation logic and shares per stock, like Tesla, 5.63 at $349.98, were correct. Chart decreasing. The portfolio peaked on May 14 and dipped slightly after, accurately shown in the performance graph. Bookmark tabs. 5-day stock trading data confirmed volume and price accuracy for each ticker. Test Case 4, Index Plus Value Investing, $8,000. This test aimed to see how the app scales toward higher investment amounts. White heavy checkmark. The system handled $8,000 cleanly, splitting it into well-balanced allocations. For example, BRKB took 23% with 3.58 shares. Bar chart pie chart segments and performance trend matched realistic stock fluctuations. The portfolio dipped slightly midweek, then recovered by May 15. Chart increasing graphs dynamically adjusted the y-axis based on actual values, $78.60 to $7,960. Test Case 5, Index Plus Value Investing, $6,000. This case further tested the same dual strategy but with a smaller input. White heavy checkmark proportional allocations were maintained. For instance, JP Morgan was allocated $1,419.11, acquiring 5.30 shares. Bar chart. The line graph showed a low on May 14 and a sharp rise on May 15. Chart decreasing. Price history for VTI, IXUS, ILTB was realistic and matched what we expect from the Y-Finance API. Test Case 6, Growth Plus Value Investing, $9,000. This test combined aggressive growth with conservative value. White heavy checkmark stocks selected, TSLA, NVDA, AMZN, Growth, plus BRKB, JP Morgan, PG, Value. Each was allocated correctly. For example, Tesla took 23.2% of the investment. Chart increasing. The portfolio peaked on May 14 at $8,936.81, then slightly dipped to $8,922.22 on May 15, showing healthy correction behavior. Receipt. The app tracked volume and price for each stock with strong consistency. Test Case 7, Growth Plus Index Investing, $6,200. Here we checked if the tool could balance aggressive and broad market strategies. White heavy checkmark. The app allocated stocks like Tesla and Nvidia alongside VTI, IXUS, ILTB. Share counts and dollar values were correct. Bar chart. The chart showed strong growth from May 12 to 14, then a slight dip on May 15, mirroring realistic market volatility. Test Case 8, Ethical Plus Quality Investing, $7,500. White heavy checkmark. This test blended ESG-focused companies with financially strong ones. Stocks included AAPL, ADBE, NSRGY, MSFT, J&J, and V. Chart increasing performance dipped slightly midweek and rose back to $7,500 by May 16, showing accurate rounding and price tracking. Abacus. The pie chart was correctly labeled, and share calculations like Microsoft at 3.52 shares at $454.27 were exact. Test Case 9, Single Strategy, Value Investing, $5,500. White heavy checkmark. This minimal case involved just 3 stocks, BRKB, JP Morgan, and PG. Bar chart allocations were 34.9%, 35.9%, and 29.2% respectively, rounded correctly. Chart increasing. The graph started at $5,421 and returned to $5,500 on May 16, matching expected daily market behavior. Test Case 10, Single Strategy, Quality Investing, $6,500. White heavy checkmark. Stocks included MSFT, J&J, and Visa, V, with weights based on PE, earning stability, and dividend history. Bar chart. The chart showed a midweek dip and full recovery. Final portfolio value on May 16 was $6,500, perfectly matching investment. Bookmark tabs. Data integrity for each ticker confirmed via 5-day OHLC and volume trends. Test Case 11, Minimum Investment, Growth Plus Quality, $5,500. White heavy checkmark. The app scaled down well, with stocks like TSLA, NVDA, MSFT, J&J, and V correctly allocated. Chart increasing. The portfolio showed growth over the week, peaking on May 14 and returning to full investment value on May 16. White heavy checkmark. All trading data was accurate and displayed correctly in the Stock Details tab. Conclusion. Across all 11 test cases, our system demonstrated accurate allocation logic, responsive visualization with realistic trends, seamless API integration for real-time data, support for multi-strategy and single-strategy investing. We've validated our tool across a wide range of portfolio sizes, strategies, and market conditions, and we're confident in its reliability and user experience.